Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, time for a little bit more multiplying with the Batty Boffin. Now, just before we go and start on any of these big tricky ones down here, just a quick little bit of revision up here on what to do with noughts. I'm sure you all know 6 times 2, that's 12. But what's 6 times 20? Well, it's the same question, it's just that the 2 is 10 times bigger. So if the question's 10 times bigger, the answer must be 10 times bigger. And 10 times bigger than 12 is 120. And we're just sticking a naught on the end. So, what's 6 times 200? What do you reckon that is? Hopefully, you got 12 with 2 noughts on the end of it. Yes, you see how that works? That is 2, but it's 100 times bigger. So the answer is 12, but 100 times bigger. Basically what we're doing is we're saying we do 6 times 2 and then add another naught, add another naught. Each time you add a naught, you're making it 10 times bigger. Of course, it doesn't have to be the second number that gets bigger. It could be the first number as well. What do you reckon goes there? Pause the video and think about that and pop the answer in. Hopefully you got this. Ignoring the noughts, it's a 6 times a 2. A 6 times a 2 is a 12. It's 10 times bigger because of that naught, and another 10 times bigger because of that naught, and another 10 times bigger because of that naught. So the answer needs to be 10 times bigger, 10 times bigger, 10 times bigger. 10 times bigger, 10 times bigger, 10 times bigger. Okay, so when you're multiplying things that end in noughts, it's a very easy way to do it. Just ignore all the zeros, just do the numbers, the 6 times the 2, and then put all the zeros back on again. Every time you put a 0 on, you're making it 10 times bigger. And we can use that for this. Now, if you watched the earlier videos, you may recognise this one. We did this one earlier. And we did this by saying, well, I don't know my 25 times table. And we split up that 25 into a 10 and a 10 and a 5. So we ended up doing 10 times 6, 10 times 6 and 5 times 6. But we can split it slightly differently to make our work less. I'm only just going to put one split there so that this part is 5 and this part is 20. I've split my 25 into a 20 and a 5. That's all it is. The posh word for this is partitioning. So if anybody asks you what you're doing here, you're doing multiplication by partitioning. It sounds really posh, doesn't it? What it means is splitting up the box to make it easy. Okay, so now we have 2 boxes. This box is 20 wide and 6 high. So that's 20 times 6. This box is 5 wide and 6 high. So that's 5 times 6. Well, let's fill them in. 5 times 6, that's an easy one. 5 times 6, 5 sixes are 30. Hopefully we know that one there. 20 times 6. We say, but Batty, I don't know my 20 times 6. Yes, you do. It's 2 times 6 with an extra naught on the end. So there's your 2 times 6, and there's the extra naught to make it 10 times bigger, because it wasn't actually 2 times 6, it was 20 times 6. And now it's dead easy. That bit is 120, that bit is 30. So that means that altogether 25 times 6 equals 120 plus 30. 150. So you see how we did that? We took our difficult number and we split it up into its tens part, the 20, and its units part, the 5. Had that been 37, we'd have split it into 30 and 7. And then we've just got 2 boxes, both of which are easy, and then just a couple of things to add up. So, a couple of seconds while I grab my cup of coffee, wipe down the board, and there'll be a couple for you to try in a minute. As promised, here's a few for you to try. First of all, we've got a rectangle that's 6 high and 37 wide. So we're going to split that into a chunk that's 30 wide and a chunk that's 7 wide. So what you need to do is write in here how big that piece is, 30 times 6, and how big that bit is 7 times 6, and then work out the size, add them together. For this one, we've got a really long one. It's only 3 high, but it's 54 wide. So you're going to split that way over here. So you've got 50 and 4. And then this one here, 8 high, so it's a bit more chunky, and 46 wide. Hope you like your 8 times table. We're going to split that into a 40 and a 6. So have a go at those now, and we'll go through them together when you get back. Here we go then. The top one, we have it split into a 30 and a 7 to make 37. So this piece is 30 times 6. You could write 6 times 30, that's fine as well. 30 times 6, right, how much is that? Well, 3 times 6 is 18 and an extra naught. This bit is 7 times 6. 7 sixes are 42. Okay, so the final answer, 37 times 6, is adding those two together. Just a little quick bit over here, 180 plus 42. Adding up that, we get a 2. 8 and 4, that's 12. 2 down, carry the 1. 2. Oh, look, 222. 2, 2, 2. The next one, I'm going to split that way over here, so that we've got one section that's 50 and another section that's 4. So this piece here is 3 times 50. 3 times 50, 3 times 5 is 15, with an extra naught on the end. And this section here, 3 times 4, that's 12. Haven't got quite room to write in the 3 times 4. So the answer for this one, 3 times 54. You can write it either way by the I'd write that 37 times 6 and this one 3 times 54. It makes no difference which way around you write it. Either's fine. 150 plus another 12. Hope we can do that without the column addition. That comes to 162. Okay, underline my answers. And then the last one, the big one down here, we're going to split that into a 40 and a 6. So over here we've got 8 high plus 40 wide, 8 times 40. 8 times 40, well let's do 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32 with an extra naught on the end of it, so 320. And this bit over here is 6 times 8. 6 eighths are 48. So again, we'll just top these up by column addition. 320 plus 48, that's not difficult. We've got an 8 there, a 6 there and a 3 there. So that means that 46 times 8 is 368. There, I bet you never thought that hard sums like that could be so easy, did you? I mean, 46 times 8, that's really hard multiplying, but it actually turns into really easy stuff. We just did a 4 times 8 and a 6 times 8, and then we add a few bits together. So this is a really good way of doing complicated maths into easy maths. And of course, that's what maths is all about. It's all about take something that's hard and turn it into something that's a lot easier. 4 times 8 and 6 times 8 is a heck of a lot easier than 46 times 8. An awful lot easier. Now, on these ones, we've just had one big number to split up. But what if you've got 2 big numbers to split up? Well, check out some of the next videos where we'll be doing that. I'll see you next time, Batty fans.